I woke up in a sterile hospital room, the beeping of machines piercing through the fog in my head like distant alarms. My vision blurred, then sharpened on a stranger's face hovering over me. A man with kind eyes and a worried smile, holding my hand as if it were fragile glass. "Alex, thank God you're awake," he whispered, but the name and the voice meant nothing to me. And in that moment, I realized I'd forgotten everything, including who he was. The doctors called it retrograde amnesia, a cruel thief that had stolen years of my life after a car accident on a rainy New York night. Ben, that was the man's name, sat by my bed for hours, recounting our story like a well-worn novel. How we'd met at a Brooklyn coffee shop 5 years ago, two lost souls in the city that never sleeps. He was a graphic designer, I was a teacher, and somehow, against the odds, we'd built a life together in a cozy apartment in Williamsburg. But his words bounced off me like rain on a window. I nodded politely, feeling a hollow ache where memories should be. Discharge day came too soon. Ben drove me home in silence, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. The apartment felt foreign. Photos of us laughing on vacations, a shared closet, even the worn couch that sagged in the middle from countless movie nights. "This is ours," he said softly, pointing to a framed picture of us at Pride, arms linked under a rainbow flag. I stared at it, searching for a spark, but nothing came. That night, as he cooked my favorite pasta, supposedly, I watched him from the kitchen table, wondering why the stranger was trying so hard. My family arrived the next day, a whirlwind from conservative upstate New York. Mom hugged me tightly, tears in her eyes, while Dad stood awkwardly in the doorway, glancing at Ben with thinly veiled discomfort. They'd never fully accepted our relationship. Dad once called it a phase during a heated Thanksgiving argument. Now, with my amnesia, they saw an opportunity. "You don't remember any of this nonsense, do you?" Dad muttered when Ben stepped out. Mom shushed him, but her eyes betrayed agreement. "Ben's been good to you, honey, but maybe this is a sign to start fresh." Ben overheard, of course. That evening, tension crackled like static. "Your parents think I'm the villain here," he said, pouring wine with shaking hands. I didn't know what to say. Part of me agreed with them. How could I commit to a life I didn't recall? We talked late into the night, Ben sharing stories of our fights and makeups, our dreams of adopting a kid someday. But his passion only highlighted my emptiness. Society's whispers echoed in my mind. Friends texting concern, neighbors staring curiously. In a city as progressive as New York, being gay wasn't the issue. It was the erasure of our bond that fueled the drama. Weeks blurred into a routine. Ben took time off work to help me readjust, patient as a saint. He'd play our old playlists, hoping music would jog my memory. One song, a slow ballad from our first date, made him tear up, but I felt nothing. Frustration built. I snapped at him over small things, like how he organized the bookshelves alphabetically. "This isn't me," I'd say, gesturing to the life around us. He nodded, hurt flickering in his eyes, but he never pushed back hard. Then came the first real conflict. At a support group for amnesia survivors in Manhattan, I met others like me, people rebuilding from scratch. One guy, Mark, shared how he'd left his wife post-amnesia, claiming it freed him. His words lingered. That night, I told Ben, "Maybe we need space." His face crumpled. "Space? Alex, we've built everything together." But doubt seeded. My family's calls intensified, urging me to move back home, away from that lifestyle. Ben argued it was manipulation, but I wondered if they were right. Social pressures mounted. Our friends divided. Some rallied around Ben, organizing dinners to remind me. Others whispered I should explore single life. One evening, at a rooftop party in Queens, a well-meaning friend pulled me aside. "Society expects you to fight for love, but what if forgetting is a blessing?" It stirred controversy. Ben overheard and stormed out, accusing them of sabotage. Back home, we argued fiercely. "You think I'm forcing this?" he yelled. "I love you, but if you don't feel it, what's the point?" I retreated to the guest room that night, heart pounding. The city lights flickered outside, a reminder of the world beyond our bubble. Was this love or obligation? The question haunted me as sleep evaded. Morning brought a fragile truce. Ben made coffee, his movements deliberate, avoiding eye contact. We sat at the kitchen island, the silence heavy. "I don't want to pressure you," he finally said. "But remember, we fought for this, against your family, against the world." His words tugged at something deep, but still no memories surfaced. I nodded, but inside, resentment brewed. Why was he holding on so tightly? Therapy became our lifeline. Dr. Ellis, a sharp-witted psychologist in Midtown, urged us to journal emotions. "Amnesia doesn't erase feelings. It buries them," she said. Ben's entries were poetic, odes to our shared laughs, quiet mornings. Mine, confused rants about feeling trapped. Sessions turned heated. I'd accuse Ben of idealizing a past I couldn't access. "You're guilting me into staying." Once, he broke down. "What if you never remember? Am I supposed to let go?" Outside therapy, societal clashes escalated. My job as a high school English teacher resumed part-time, but colleagues tiptoed around my situation. One conservative parent complained about my personal life affecting the classroom, citing a photo of Ben and me on my desk. The principal dismissed it, but the incident fueled online buzz. A local forum debated if amnesia victims should recommit to relationships. Ben defended me fiercely on social media, but it backfired. Trolls attacked our agenda, stirring homophobic vitriol. Family interference peaked during a weekend visit. Mom arrived unannounced with homemade pie, Dad in tow. They toured the apartment, critiquing everything subtly. "This place is so urban," Mom said, eyeing our pride flag decor. Over dinner, Dad dropped the bomb. "We've got a room ready upstate. Come home, son. Start over properly." Ben's jaw tightened. Properly? Meaning without me? The argument exploded. Accusations of brainwashing flew. I sat frozen, torn between loyalty to blood and this enigmatic bond. After they left, Ben and I walked Central Park, autumn leaves crunching underfoot. "They're using your amnesia against us," he said. I countered, "Maybe they're protecting me." Hurt flashed across his face. That night, intimacy or lack thereof became the elephant. We slept apart, Ben on the couch. I lay awake, pondering choices. Stay in uncertainty or leave for clarity. A turning point came at a charity gala for LGBTQ rights in Chelsea. Ben insisted we go. It was our thing. Dressed up, we mingled, but I felt like an imposter. An old friend, Lisa, cornered me. "Ben's devoted, but is forcing memory fair?" Her words sparked debate among guests. Some sided with perseverance, others with fresh starts. Ben overheard again, leading to a whispered fight in the bathroom. "Everyone's judging us." I hissed. He replied, "Let them. I know what we had." Back home, exhaustion hit. I researched amnesia online, reading stories of recovered memories triggered by emotions. Hope flickered, but doubt dominated. The next day, I met Mark from the support group for coffee. He shared his post-divorce freedom, no regrets. "Love shouldn't be a cage," he said. Attraction sparked, not romantic, but to his independence. Ben noticed my distraction, jealousy simmering. Confrontation brewed. That evening, over takeout, I admitted meeting Mark. Ben's eyes narrowed. "Is this you pulling away?" I hesitated, then nodded. "I need to figure out who I am now." Tears welled in his eyes. "Without me." The pain in his voice cracked something inside, but I pushed on. Society's expectations weighed. Stay for love's sake, or leave for self-discovery. Friends texted support for both sides, fueling the divide. As weeks passed, our routine fractured. Ben worked late, avoiding home. I explored the city alone, visiting museums, cafes, places Ben said we'd loved. Flashes teased, a scent, a song, but full recall eluded. One rainy afternoon, I packed a bag, testing the waters. Ben found it devastation raw. "You're really considering this?" I whispered. "Yes." The word hung, a precipice. The bag sat unpacked, a symbol of impasse. Ben stared at it, then at me, his voice breaking. If you leave, what happens to us? I had no answer. The void in my mind mirrored the one in our relationship. We spent the night talking circles. Love versus memory, commitment versus freedom. Dawn brought no resolution, only weary eyes. Work provided escape. Teaching Shakespeare to teens, I drew parallels. Romeo's passion, Hamlet's doubt. A student asked about love after loss. I fumbled, thinking of Ben. Colleagues noticed my distraction. One, a gay mentor, advised, society romanticizes sticking it out, but self-care isn't selfish. His words resonated, clashing with Ben's pleas. Family escalated their campaign. Phone calls turned to visits. Mom brought photo albums of my pre-Ben life childhood, straight-laced achievements. You were happier then, she insisted. Dad nodded, muttering about traditional values. Ben confronted them. This is emotional blackmail. The scene turned ugly, shouts about influence, choice. I intervened, but sides were drawn. Online, a family friend's post went viral. Amnesia. A chance to reset from unhealthy paths? Comments poured in, debating gay relationships' validity in crises. We became unwitting poster children for controversy. Ben sought solace in friends. One night, he returned late from a bar, tipsy and tearful. Everyone says fight, but what if you're done? I held him, a rare touch, feeling a faint warmth. But morning reverted to distance. Therapy intensified. Dr. Ellis challenged me. What scares you about remembering? I admitted fear of obligation. Ben shared his terror. Abandonment after devotion. A social event amplified tensions. At a Brooklyn block party, neighbors gossiped openly. Poor Ben, clinging to a ghost. One bold soul asked me directly, is staying pity or love? I stammered. Ben defended, it's neither. It's us. But doubt seeded deeper. That evening, I confided in Mark over text. Our chats had grown frequent. He suggested a trial separation. Test the waters. Ben discovered the messages, betrayal etched on his face. You're confiding in him? The fight was epic. Accusations of emotional infidelity. You're replacing me, he yelled. I countered. I'm lost, Ben. Give me space. He stormed out, slamming the door. Alone, guilt gnawed. Was I destroying a good man? Reconciliation attempts faltered. Ben returned hours later, apologetic. We cooked together, a nod to normalcy. Laughter peeked through, reminiscing, his stories vivid. A joke triggered a flash. Us dancing in the rain. Brief but real. Excitement surged. I shared it. Ben's hope reignited. See? It's coming back. But progress stalled. My family's ultimatum arrived. Come home or we're done. Pressure mounted. Friends split camps. One group hosted an intervention for me, urging independence. Another supported Ben. Societal debates raged in our circle. Does amnesia nullify vows? Is forcing recall ethical? I decided on a weekend away, upstate solo. Ben begged no, don't let them win. But I needed clarity. The drive north was reflective. Landscapes blurred like my mind. At a diner, a couple's argument mirrored ours. Love tested by trials. It stirred unease. Arriving home, parents welcomed warmly, but questions probed. Feeling better without him? I deflected, exploring old haunts. Childhood friends visited, sharing straight stories, subtly pushing norms. One night, Dad confessed, we never understood your choice, but now's your redo. Anger flared. Was my life a mistake to them? Missing Ben hit unexpectedly. Texts from him. Simple I love you-s. A call, come back. Hesitation grew. On the return drive, rain poured, echoing the accident night. A skid memory flashed. Ben's voice calling my name. Homecoming was tense. Ben waited, eyes searching. Did you find yourself? I admitted confusion. That night we talked honestly, no blame. Vulnerability bonded us momentarily. But the bag remained, a reminder. Clarity teased but evaded. The memory flash from the drive lingered. A snippet of Ben pulling me from wreckage, his love fierce. I shared it over breakfast. Ben's smile lit the room. More will come, he assured. But impatience grew. I wanted wholeness now. Therapy shifted focus. Rebuilding versus recalling. Dr. Ellis suggested dates like our first. We tried coffee in Brooklyn, walks in the park. Moments felt right but forced. Society intruded. A news article on amnesia couples featured us anonymously, debating ethics of persistence. Comments varied, true love waits versus let go for health. Family's silence post-visit spoke volumes, disapproval steadfast. A cousin texted support for leaving. Be true to now. Ben's family, conversely, rallied. His sister visited, sharing stories of our holidays. You two were unbreakable. Her warmth contrasted my kin's chill, highlighting societal divides in acceptance. Conflicts compounded at work. A student's essay on identity post-trauma mirrored my struggle. Grading it, tears fell. Colleagues debated in the lounge. Relationships evolve. Amnesia accelerates. One out gay teacher sided with Ben. Fight bias, including internal. Provoked thought. Mark's influence waned. Our chats cooled after Ben's discovery. But his words echoed. Freedom's allure. One evening, I wandered alone to a gay bar in the village, testing independence. Flirtations arose, but discomfort ruled. A kind stranger listened to my tale. Sounds like you're grieving lost self. Insightful, it humanized my turmoil. Ben noticed my late return, suspicion brewing. Exploring options? Hurt laced his tone. Honesty prevailed. Just thinking. The admission sparked dialogue. Fears aired. I worry you'll choose easy over us, he confessed. I reassured, but doubt persisted. A major clash erupted at a friend's wedding in the Hamptons. Vows echoed our unspoken ones. Envy stung. During toasts, a guest quipped about our drama. Amnesia's the ultimate test. Laughter turned awkward. Ben defended fiercely. On the drive back, silence reigned until I exploded. Everyone sees us as a spectacle. He pulled over. Then let's end the show. The threat hung. Separation loomed. Back home, we listed pros/cons, logical but emotional. Pros for staying, history, support. Cons, uncertainty, pressure. Society's lens amplified. Media picked up our story via a leaked post, sparking panels on LGBTQ resilience. Hope flickered mid-chaos. A therapy exercise, role reversal, unlocked more. Ben acting my pre-amnesia self, humor flowing. Laughter genuine. A kiss followed, tentative but warm. Memory surged. Our first anniversary. Excitement built. Pieces fit. But backlash followed. My parents called, furious about the media. This embarrassment. They demanded I denounce the relationship publicly. Refusal strained ties further. Ben's encouragement. Choose us. Tensions peaked during a storm. Power out. Candles lit. We shared deepest fears. Ben admitted considering leaving first. To spare you. Vulnerability deepened bond. As thunder rolled, I felt stirrings. Love, not just obligation. Yet decision time neared. Friends' opinions polarized. Some urged commitment, others autonomy. A debate at a community center highlighted. Is amnesia a relationship reset button? Attendees split, mirroring our circle. I confronted my family via video. This is my life, remembered or not. Their hurt response. Conditional love. Clarified priorities. Returning to Ben, resolve formed. But words faltered. Resolve crystallized in quiet moments. Ben and I sat on the balcony, city hum below. I've been thinking, I started. He braced, expecting the worst. Instead, I shared recovered snippets. Our proposal in the park, whispered promises. His eyes widened. Hope reignited. But full recall remained patchy. Therapy affirmed. Progress, not perfection. We navigated anew. Dates, talks, building fresh memories atop old. Society's gaze lessened. Our story inspired some, irked others. A podcast interviewed us. Overcoming amnesia in love. Debates ensued online, ethics of staying versus leaving. Family thawed slowly. Mom visited alone, tentative peace. I just want you happy. Dad lagged, but silence beat hostility. Ben's patience shone. No grudges. Conflicts lingered, though. At a pride event, protesters chanted against forced narratives. We marched hand in hand, defying a friend's betrayal, siding publicly with separation. Stung, but strengthened us. Highs and lows wove the fabric. One night, argument over trivialities escalated to core. Do you stay out of pity? Ben asked. Honesty. No, out of emerging love. Reconciliation intimate, emotional, profound. As months passed, memories flooded. The accident's horror, Ben's heroism. Gratitude overwhelmed. We renewed vows privately, a quiet ceremony in our apartment. Yet the turning point, when I uttered, I want to leave, it was a test born of frustration. Ben's devastation triggered the cascade. Love's proof in his pain. Amnesia had blinded, but that phrase unlocked. Life stabilized, work thrived, friends reconciled. Societal echoes faded, but lessons endured. In the end, our bond proved resilient. But was it fate, choice, or circumstance? Is it true that amnesia can truly erase love, or does it merely test its depth?